How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious. Welcome to the channel and welcome to a Dragonheir Silent Gods video. And in this video today, we have a very fun thing planned. I will be featuring heavily this team. You've probably seen this team a lot. When I say this team, I mean this little triumvirate here, this trio of Ice Blast units, led by Beldel with ridiculous damage, and then of course Zorak and Shinna. This team dominates, but it dominates a lot more than even some people realize. Yes, in the Vortex, it is crazy. I just put up nearly 1 billion damage, full auto, not even trying. We only needed 8 million. We got 916 million. The team is nuts. I mean, look at the damage here, particularly Beldel. That is insane. Over 600 million damage all by herself. However, the main thing I actually want to feature in this video is going to be how good this team is in all PVE content. And as we get into things, guys, I want to give a big thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. If you want to start playing Dragonheir Silent Gods today, I suggest you do so. Use my link in the description and the top pinned comment. If you can't find it in America, on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, it's actually called Dragonstride Legacy Reborn. On all other platforms like Steam, PC, it's going to be Dragonheir Silent Gods, and then outside of the States, it's always Dragonheir Silent Gods. So use my link in the description and the top pinned comment. Thank you, Dragonheir, for sponsoring the video. We are going to take this team into 5 different dungeons using this trio in its full form in basically all those situations and just crush it. There's one exception, that is going to be Ancient Battlefield. We need Dispel, so I'm going to bring Vinyara. I'm going to leave one of our Ice Blast units at home. It won't be a trio, it will be a duo. But all in all, I'm going to show you how to build these Ice Blast units to absolutely destroy all things PvE, at least in Season 2 of Dragonheir Silent Gods. We have Season 3 about to start. That's going to be really exciting. I'll have another video on Season 3 soon. We will see how well the Ice Blast trio and the Ice Blast comp will perform once Season 3 is here. But for now, with Season 2 still going on for most players, and certainly newer players, I do want to highlight how insanely ridiculous this combo is in a lot more content than just Vortex. Yes, as I said, Vortex is crazy. Let's look at the #1 team in the world. Wouldn't you know it, almost 3 billion damage, and wouldn't you know it, there's our little trio, Shinna, Zorak, Beldel. I have a lot of fun stuff to show you. I will show you the builds of all 3 of those units. I think that is important. However, I'm not going to do full kit breakdowns. I'm just going to explain the synergy. I've got 5 different dungeon runs I want to showcase in this video. Right? If we go over here, we're going to do Grave of Venom, we're going to do Grave of Curse, we're going to do Grave of Rot, we're going to do Heretical Ruins, and we're going to do Ancient Battlefield. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not yet playing Dragonheir Silent Gods, like I said, use my link in the description and the top pinned comment. I'm Fastidious. Let's go.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
So let's do some gameplay. I'm going to go right down the line here, starting with Venom, finishing off with Ancient Battlefield. We're also going to save Ancient Battlefield for the end, since this is the only run where we don't bring Zorak. We're just going to run a duo of Beldel and Shinna, but the other 4 runs, we're using the full trio. The supports, the tanks I bring into each battle will slightly vary, but at the end of the day, it is the same team. You just need some support, some tank. It depends on the content. You can swap different units in. If you have this trio, you are going to dominate this game. So quickly now, let's explain the synergy of this comp and how it's working, and then I just want to show you the gear. I figure a lot of people will ask about that. We have to start with Beldel. She is the queen of the Ice Blast comp. She is queen of damage in this game right now. It's pretty crazy what she is capable of. And a lot of that comes down to this. Her battle skill is crazy. She deals major damage. She ignores shields, and she increases her damage dealt if they are shielded to begin with. So she's going to ignore it and deal even extra damage. Moreover, she gives herself a crit damage boost. This is an excellent buff. But the synergy this has with other Ice Blast units comes back to her passive. So after you cast that battle skill, once you use Runaway Storm, her passive, Frost's Favor, will trigger. If she has any Ice Crystal, that's like the signature mark, buff, whatever you want to call it, of the Ice Blast units, if she has any Ice Crystal stacks after she uses that battle skill, she is going to cast again, and if she has over 3 stacks, this is the really clutch thing, she converts 300% of her excess crit rate into crit damage. She can get crit rate from Shinna, so you can have even extra. And then, as long as you're maintaining high Ice Crystal stacks on Beldel, she consistently will be converting her extra crit rate over 100% into a lot of crit damage. So you're going to want to build her with a ton of crit rate, but also she's going to get a lot of it from her Ice Blast team. Her and Shinna is really crazy. Zorak is nice, but her and Shinna, it is a nutty combination. Shinna keeps those crystals coming. Beldel's damage is nuts. And then, of course, I guess while we're here, she's the most important, so I'll show the final skill. Frost Crystallization, her ultimate, is just really nice. Triple hitter, deals major, major damage, and each of those hits has a 50-50 chance that she gives herself a new stack of Ice Crystal. So it is pretty simple to keep those stacks of Ice Crystal up. You will not have any trouble if you bring Shinna. So why is Shinna so freaking good? Let's go to the ultimate. She continuously is going to cast this spell, Glacial Descent, for 6 seconds, and it's hitting every half a second. So that is 12 hits over those 6 seconds. Each one of those 12 hits comes with a 50-50 chance to grant Ice Crystal to all of the Ice Blast allies. Of course, that includes Shinna, but also, very importantly, Beldel and Zorak. This is a really, really cool ability. She keeps it going, though, with the battle skill, Frost Whisper, right? She can generate extra frost projectiles for each stack of ice crystals she has. So she starts with one projectile, then she can do more if she has more ice crystals, so it's multiple. And then each time one of those frost projectiles hits a target, remember, she has the base one for each stack of ice crystals she has upon her, each hit is going to give another 50-50 chance that one Ice Blast ally will get another Ice Crystal. So she keeps those stacked up. Finally, every time she grants Ice Crystal to any Ice Blast allies from her passive Dirge, she is going to give all those Ice Blast allies 2% crit rate up. It's going to last 10 seconds. You'll refresh the duration on this all the time. You can stack it up to 5 times. So another 10% crit rate. Remember, Beldel, that 10% crit rate is going to be extra if you're built her properly. That's another 30% crit damage. Finally, we've got Zorak. We're just going to focus on his ultimate here. This is a great buff. He deals some damage, of course, as well, but it's all kind of about facilitating Beldel's potency, right? How can we get her as juiced up as possible? So here he's giving AoE damage up as a buff, 30% increased damage to all Ice Blast allies for 10 seconds. It also comes with a 100% foolproof chance of granting them 1 stack of Ice Crystal. So that is very, very, very good. He also, after casting this ultimate Deadly Verdict, enables all Ice Blast allies to gain the effect of his passive for 10 seconds. They cannot get extra Ice Crystals from this, but they do deal more damage. When an ally casts a spell that consumes Ice Crystal, this is from his passive Shared Faith, the hero fires an icicle at the current target. This deals some cold damage. It grants crit rate up. That is really good. 3% crit rate up. This is stacking 10 times. So now it's another 30% crit rate. If that's excess, we're talking 90% more crit damage for Beldel after she uses her battle skill. This is also going to give Zorak a chance to get more Ice Crystals. The other allies can't get that, but for 10 seconds, every time after he ults, the allies, Beldel most importantly, are getting these 2 other effects, right? They're dealing more damage and they're getting extra crit rate up stacks. So really, really good stuff. There are amazing synergies you can see here. This is such a deadly trio. Quickly now, let's showcase the gear on these 3 units, starting with Beldel, of course, and there's no better place to start than her exclusive artifact. This has an argument to be the best exclusive artifact in the game. It starts off with something awesome. When she uses that battle skill, Runaway Storm, she's going to deal 60% more damage when you have this thing maxed out. This is also giving a ton of attack and crit rate as its stats. That 40% crit rate is super clutch for Beldel, right? We want her over the crit cap, and we want to get crit rate however they're going to give it to us. So you get that extra damage from the battle skill, the very strong battle skill, and you increase the percentage of crit damage converted from her excess crit rate from her passive, Frost's Favor, right? So instead of being 300% of it, it is now going to be 360% of it. It's an additional 60%. So just more and more and more damage you get upon her. This thing is fantastic. Let's go into the gear now. This is pretty simple. For sure, you want crit rate on the gloves, right? We want to get the crit rate on her. You can see some really nice substats here with the flat attack bonus on the triple roll, and then a little crit damage. You want attack bonus on the armor. Look for those substats with crit rate, extra attack, stuff like that. For the helmet, we're looking for crit rate, crit damage, and then for the weapon, we're looking for attack bonus, crit damage. If we could have gotten crit rate, that would be great here as well. On the runes, the positive rune, we have crit damage, and the negative rune, we have got attack. You can see the final build is looking pretty dang good. We got her over 5,300 attack. She's at 114.2% crit rate, 137.1% crit damage. So we have 14.2% extra crit rate. So as a baseline, we're talking about 45% or more extra crit damage because we're getting that 360% conversion of the excess, right? So if it was just 300%, it'd be what, 42.6% crit damage? but it's actually for every 1% crit rate, we're getting 3.6% crit damage. And she's getting the crit rate boosting from Zorak, from Shinna. So the whole thing is excellent. That is our main build. The other more complicated build is going to be Shinna, and it comes down to this over here, Witch's Remains, one of the best artifacts in the game. Not an exclusive artifact. I think a lot of you guys are probably familiar with this. Basically just allows the wearer to inflict AoE big version decreased defense. That is just a really clutch ability to have, and it's all enabled by this artifact. So when the user ults, they're going to have a 60% chance of inflicting that big defense penalty 2 on the targets for 10 seconds. Shinna has a very nice AoE ultimate. It's hitting all the time, many opportunities to put out that decreased defense. This is pretty cool. The reason I'm mentioning it is not just to explain the artifact that is important, but because she is wearing this, we do need some accuracy. You'll see, I didn't go crazy. It's not like I built her with 300 accuracy or something like that. It's enough. There's such a huge quantity of hits. She's going to get it out with reliability, even in the hardest content, as you'll see. So we have her just at 233 accuracy. If we go through all the things now, you can see on the helmet, basically just looking for DPS stuff. Then on the weapon, similar, a little bit of tankiness. At least we picked up some crit. Then we've got attack bonus with the ice element bonus on the armor. This is a really, really nice piece. We got some accuracy now. We got that extra flat attack on the gloves. We've got crit rate as the main stat with the ice elements. We're getting 48% just from this. Then we get some good DPS with the crit damage. We get the accuracy. You get it. We're going to circle back to that crit rate in 1 second. Let me just show you the runes. Positive rune, we have crit damage. And then the negative rune, of course, we have accuracy. She needs to get it somewhere. But, and I should have mentioned this earlier, though I kind of felt like a no-brainer, I am going to mention it now. Obviously, we want to get a lot of crits out, right? Whenever an Ice Blast hero's skill triggers a crit, there's going to be a 20% chance of that unit getting an Ice Crystal. So we really want these crits coming in because we want all these units wearing ice crystals. Obviously, it's most important for Beldel, but in general, if you can build these units with higher crit rate for Zorak and Shinna as well, it goes a long way. So the Shinna build, it's not crazy. Let's look at the total stats. She's at just about 2/3 crit rate, 66.2%. Good crit damage. Everything else is fine. You just want her to be a good DPS with enough accuracy, and then try to get a good amount of crit on her. But you don't have to lose your mind, because you'll see this still completely works. Some of these runs are mind-numbingly fast. Finally, we have Zorak. This is pretty simple. We're building him like a DPS. I think you basically get it. Again, it's nothing too insane. He's not getting the best gear, but it's good enough, right? If we look here, we're using the Dawn Pipe Organ. It's going to help boost the attack of all the ranged heroes, which is going to be our other guys, our Beldel and our Shinna. So it's kind of a supporty effect. He's giving them 10% of his attack. So you'll see I've heavily focused on cranking his attack to the moon. I've prioritized that over everything, basically, over crit rate and over crit damage. If we look at the pieces, we've got some nice attack, a triple attack bonus roll on this helmet. Then here on the weapon, we do pick up some crit rate, a nice double roll. Then we've got on the armor, obviously attack main stat, we've got the ice element. Here on the gloves, we've got attack, not crit rate, because I really just want to pump that as high as possible. And we've got the ice element bonus as well, 72% attack from this piece. And then, of course, we're getting attack here, and we're getting attack here. You get the picture. We're just cranking the attack to the moon. Quickly, just to show you sets, guys, on Beldel, we've got the Bloodshade Mark, we have got the Imposing Presence, and we have got the Mona Lisa's Teardrop. For Shinna, we've got a lot of stuff going on here. We have the One Piece Fearless Challenge. We've got the One Piece Mark of Austerity. We've got the One Piece Stonebreaker, and then the One Piece Chaos Symbiosis. Finally, for Zorak, we've got this here, the 3-piece Brotherhood Spirit, and then we've got the One Piece Strike the Unprepared. There you have it, folks. I think it's time to actually see battle. Let's head right into it, though. There's nothing left to say. It's time to actually show. So here we've got the Deadly Harpy. We're going to take on the Grave of Venom. All of these teams can wreck the challenge modes, but I figure common's a bit more accessible. So I'm going to be taking on the highest difficulty common stage for each fight. So here we're going to take on common 20. Let's head right in. Let me just quickly put the gear on. I love the loadout in Dragonheir. If you're not playing yet, this is like the best feature. They remember everything. They save the team. You just have to load out the gear and you are good to go. They have had this early too. This has been a key part of the game for so long, even in the older version of the game. It's great. Okay, let's start. You're going to see it goes pretty quick. We just destroy these guys. You can also check the DPS there. It's pretty wild what Beldel can do. Already just melting through this. Halfway done. Only been 18 seconds. Just crushing it. And you'll see on some of these stages, I won't explain every little thing, but we can even ignore some stage mechanics because we just deal the damage so fast. we don't even have to, we can kind of just skip over it if that makes sense. So our best time ever was 19 seconds. We did it in 24, a little slow, my apologies. But you can see pretty crazy stuff. Let's keep this train moving, baby. What a beautiful run. Oh, also, let me point out the units that aren't our trio in each fight. So just back here in the Grave of Venom, very quickly, we are bringing Falosia. She's here for shields, support, general survival of the team. And then we've got Ardrith, just a tank. She does have the really nice defense up as well. She's helping, she's enhancing, but it could be any tank, basically. It could be any support, basically. So that is going to be Venom. Let's head into Curse right now. It's going to be a similar story, folks. You can see the change this time. Yes, we're bringing Falosia still, but for the tank, we've taken out Ardrith for this fight, and we are bringing Urion. Doesn't matter too much. Let's watch the fight. There's that big hit. Look at Beldel. Look at her go. It's crazy. She's doing 10x the damage. Insane. And the fight's over before you even notice it. I mean, that is remarkable. So that was our best time ever, actually. We did it in 14 seconds. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Here are the stats. Let's keep it moving. We've got to do the Grave of Rot. All these stages kind of just become trivial when you get this team going. And you can see the gear is obviously good. It's not insane, right? The results are insane because this team is completely cracked, but it's kind of the one team to rule them all. That's kind of how I feel about it right now. So there you go. We're loaded in. We're ready to rumble. Let's begin. The only change is we've gone back to Ardrith, right? So we just had Urion. Now he's out. Now we're back to Ardrith. Falosia is getting used again. She'll be used everywhere except for Ancient Battlefield. Getting everything set up, and then the damage just comes, right? There's that brief period where we have to get everything lined up. We have to get our crystals out. We have to load up, and then boom, it's over. So very, very fast run there, coming in at 19 seconds. Our best ever was 18 seconds, so we're 1 second slow, but not too shabby. And those are the 3 main gear dungeons, right? Those are our 3 graves. Let's move on now to Heretical Ruins. And I think you're going to like this one too. We're going to take on stage 12. This is going to be the last one where we use all 3. Remember, the next one I'm going to take out Zorok. And here you can see, again, it's Falosia. And this time, we're actually going to bring Jillian. So Jillian is going to be here for extra support. And then, of course, she has the cleansing ability. She's going to dispel debuffs that are on our allies. So let's give her her gear. And you can see it's the same gear every time for our Ice Blast guys. I'm just loading in for the other moving parts, the duos that are going alongside our trio, right? The 2 non-Ice Blast units. Let's load this in and let's see. And obviously, I mean, I think this is clear, but everything's full auto. Everything's just smooth. Nice damage for Zorok in this fight. Now Beldel's doing her thing. Slightly longer than some of the other ones, but definitely not long, right? We're going to be way, way less than a minute. See what final time we get on this specific run. There we go. GG's in the chat. Not too shabby at all. I like saying that after these runs. So our best ever was 27 seconds. Unfortunately, we went just over half a minute. We're at 31 seconds today. And now our final fight, we really just need Vinyara for this fight. So we had to take out one of our Ice Blast units. We kind of really need Shinna with our Beldel for the fastest results. So that's why Zorok gets pushed out. With Vinyara, she has buff Dispel, right? She's stripping buffs from the enemies, and that is so important for Ancient Battlefield. So that is why she had to be there. The other 2 units you'll see are just our tanks. So this time, Falosia for the first time is out. So it kind of, aside from this battle, has always been a foursome. It's been our 3 Ice Blast units and Falosia. Falosia is out, and we bring in both tanks. So we've got Minyara, of course, and then we've got both tanks, Ardrith and Urion. Let's load in the gear, and let us begin. Let's get after it. I love the animation on this guy with the souls reaching out from his shield. I've always liked that. Get a ton of protection from our tanks here. That's why we don't need like a traditional healer support kind of unit. Got the really good debuffing with Vinyara too, right? She's going to back down out a decent amount, and she's got the, there it comes up right now. And then she obviously has the really, really good dispel, which is Completely needed for this battle. Stacks of that nastiness. Slightly longer again. I mean, we're bringing one less DPS, right? And one less enabler of all of our beautiful Ice Blast synergies. But as a duo, the synergies are still there enough. Also, you got to mention we're only getting 2 Ice Blast bonus, right? We're only getting the 2-unit bonus, not 3. I think with that one, it's a 15% chance to get the extra ice crystals, not the 20%. But there you go. I mean, fast as heck. I realize I did not say the time, so I'll have my editor put it right above me right now. But I mean, they're all way less than a minute. Most of them are less than 20 seconds. So it's pretty remarkable stuff. If we go to that ice blast, you can see when it's 2, it's a 10% chance. So it doubles. When you go to 3, it's a 20% chance. Pretty dang cool, guys. That is going to be it. The one team to rule them all. The Ice Blast comp is crazy. I do have to tell you before I let you go, though, we have big stuff coming for Black Friday in Dragonheir Silent Gods, and it's coming in the form of the 3 Ears Tour. All right, here I am, guys. We are now on the test server because I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. This is the Season 3 test server. As you're going to see when I head to events, we have something pretty dang cool coming. This is going to be the 3 Ears Tour. So this is a free-to-play event that you can engage with where you basically are getting to buy stuff, but you don't have to spend money. It's pretty nice. So you can unlock all of these great goodies as you go. There's plenty of Heliolite dice. You can get these Auric tokens. You just have to level up through the event. And basically, you level up by playing. So you can see you get these materials, these helix shells that you use to level up. I need 50 to get from level 1 to level 2. Just by consuming stamina and doing stuff like that, battling the temporal vortex, doing Grand Gladiator Arena. So I've used a ton of stamina today to make sure I used all this. I actually didn't know it capped at 180 per day. I think I used about 4,000 on the test server. That gives us 60 of the shells. Let me move myself out of the way. That already takes us to level 2, and we're halfway to level 3. At level 2, we unlock the Auric token, so I can already get this now. You just have to use some Virmaro. So I can get that for 56 Virmaro. Here, I can get some Heliolite die for 80 Virmaro. Not too shabby. So as you play, as you use your bread, your stamina, as you challenge the vortex, so on and so on, you will get higher and higher levels every day, and you can unlock all of these things at discounted prices. So it's like a free-to-play discount shop. It's a very cool event. Now, that is the 3 Ears Tour. There's also the 3 Ears Carnival. The Carnival is the pay-to-win side of things, and it basically is just describing the crazy Black Friday mega deals coming to Dragonheir Silent Gods. So you can see the duration. It starts tomorrow, really tomorrow morning for me, very early, just in a couple hours. It's going to go from November 22nd, actually when this video comes out, all the way until December 2nd. So you have a long time to snag these deals if you are a pay-to-win player. There's a lot of stuff, but just to give you a little sneak peek, you can see over here in the Carnival, we've got this value pack for 600 premium currency. You're getting 8 Heliolite die and a legendary skill up. And then for 1,000 of the premium currency, you're getting 16 Heliolite die and a legendary skill up. So if you're a pay-to-win player, these are really juicy Black Friday value deals. We've got the value pack, the premium pack, good stuff. Finally, the permanent events for people that are new to Dragonheir or coming back to Dragonheir are still live. So I just wanted to touch on that. We have, which I believe is the first time this has ever been done in any gacha game since Dragonheir relaunched over the summer, we still have this account appraisal system. So if you're a returning player, you can log in and have them appraise your old Dragonheir account, and they'll give you a ton of premium currency as a reward based on how well you did on that account. Or if you've never played Dragonheir, this is the craziest part, you can log in and upload a screenshot from another game. Whatever gacha game you play where you are the best, upload a screenshot. They will have a way to appraise your account in that game and how good of a gacha player you are, and you'll get free premium currency in this game, in Dragonheir. I would highly suggest using Watcher Realms or Raid because those are games they look to. So I think you'd be better off if you have good accounts there to share those screenshots as opposed to like screenshots from a gacha that no one's ever heard of or like an anime gacha. I think you want to go with those more popular titles from the dark fantasy genre. So do that or do any account and you'll get free stuff in the game. It's cool. They also have this, and this is something I've never seen before in any other game as well. This is a free pre-summoning strategy to lock in certain legendaries that you will get when you start your account. So I have this broken down in a lot more detail in another video, but basically you log in, you can do these virtual 10 pulls. You can save the 10 pulls you like, you can lock in those results, and then when you start your account, you can import those results so you know what you're getting in your first 100 pulls. It is really cool stuff. It guarantees that you're going to get like at least 3 legendaries because you can do this so many times. I think you can do it up to 300 times if you do all the tasks. Really nice way to start your account. And that's all I have for you guys today. I know this is a longer video, but people seem to like the last Dragonheir video I did that was very long, so we're back. A ton of gameplay, a little sneak peek at the crazy Black Friday stuff they have cooking up that's starting today when the video comes out, tomorrow from when I'm filming, and the nice reminder that, of course, the account appraisal and the pre-summon permanent new player features are still here. So there you go, guys. Share it with your mother, and if she wants to start playing Dragonheir, or you do, definitely use my link in the description and the top pinned comment. It's a great link, and this is a great game. Thank you to Dragonheir for sponsoring this video. I've been Fastidious. See you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.